Hi everybody, remember me? I was the trainer that gave you all those speeches at the beginning of the year. We have decided to have about once a week, have nutritional or fitness tips for you guys. We're going to start off doing a stretching. Stretching is extremely important, whether you're starting a new fitness regime, whether you are a hardcore working out, or even if you just are trying to prevent injuries. Stretching is extremely good for that. The first stretch I'm going to show you is the hamstring stretch. The hamstring is the muscle that runs right behind your knee. So if you are flexible, you're going to have one leg in like this, one leg out. You're going to turn your upper body towards that straight leg, and you walk your hands down as far as you can get it. If you can grab onto your toe, go ahead and grab onto your toe. Now, if while you're doing this stretch, you feel like your whole body is straining and tightening up to hold you in this stretch, you're going to want to get just a simple hand towel, or you can, if you need something longer than that, you can use a belt, and you're going to loop it under your foot here, and then from here, that way you have a little extra length to help with that stretch. For these stretches, as for any stretch that I'm going to be showing you, you're going to want to hold the stretch between 45 seconds to a minute. I'm not going to be demonstrating that long today, but make sure you have a watch or something nearby and you hold those stretches for long enough. And then if you feel like you need more, you can hold it for 45 seconds, release it, and then you can go back into the stretch again. So that's one hamstring stretch. So you would do one leg, and then of course you would switch over to the other leg. If you have extremely flexible hamstrings or want to get even more hamstring stretch, like if you have low back issues, if you feel really tight through the hips, the hamstrings are extremely good to stretch because it helps to loosen up all those muscles that connect to it. So here is a center hamstring stretch. You'll have both legs out, having your hands either on your shins, ankles. Again, if you can reach for the toes, go ahead and reach for the toes and hold on. Same thing. You can come down here, wrapping the towel around the balls of the feet and just hold here. So that's for behind the legs. The next ones we are going to be doing are standing stretches. So a standing stretch for the leg is a quad stretch. The quads are your thighs, the big muscle group here. If you need to, you can hold on to, all of these exercises that I'm going to be showing you can be done in a very small space. You can do all of these stretches while standing in your living room, watching TV, on a commercial break, whenever you can fit them in. So you can put one hand on the sofa, you grab your right foot with your left hand, and then you pull your knee back, and then you lean your upper body back. Now some of you are not going to be able to grab onto that right foot because it's just not flexible enough. So what you're going to do to start off with is you're going to have your left leg forward, your right leg back. Both knees are just slightly bent. They're not locked out. And then from here, you just lean back and you'll feel that stretch through that quad. And as you get more and more flexible, then you can work towards coming here and grabbing on. Now if you can lean over and grab on and you can't stand up, that's fine. Push that knee back and then just stand up as much as your quad will allow you to, and you will also feel the stretch. Again, holding that for 45 seconds to a minute. Of course, then doing the other side as well. And those stretches will definitely help with hip issues, low back issues, things like that. For the upper body, you're going to want to do what's called a tricep stretch. The tricep is that muscle that goes behind your arm from your elbow to basically around your shoulder area. You're going to reach your one arm behind you here, grab onto the elbow with the opposite hand. So from the back view, it looks like this. And you're just going to hold on, and then as you get more and more flexible, some of you may only be able to hold here, and that's fine to start with. And you can just slowly move down the arm, coming into the tricep stretch here. And then of course after about 45 seconds a minute, switching to the other side, stretching through there. The last two stretches I'm going to show you today are for the chest muscles that run right through here, and the back and the low back muscles. For the chest, a simple stretch to do is just you clasp your hands behind your back here. You're going to try to roll the shoulders back and drop them away. It's almost like you're trying to think about if you were trying to push your shoulder blades into your back pocket. So you're here, rolling back, drop them down. Then from there, you're just going to try to lift up on the hands, and you will feel that stretch through your chest and through your shoulders. It's a great stretch to do. Especially as a lot of you guys work on computers, and I see this so many times. Every time somebody comes to boot camp and they're one of those that work on computers almost all day long, I'm like, you work on computers, because I can tell, because their shoulders roll forward a little bit, and their necks, it's hard for them to hold their head up while they're doing certain exercises. So it's very, very important for you guys to really work on stretching to that chest. The next stretch that I'm going to show you is for the back. You clasp the hands together here, roll them away. You push the hands away, stretching through the back. So you'll just basically, you're pushing your shoulder blades away from each other. Again, holding it 45 seconds to a minute. Now, if you need some stretches beyond those two for the chest and back, or if you're doing those stretches and you're thinking, okay, this isn't bad, this is pretty easy, there's a more advanced stretch that you can do in any doorway of your house. For those of you who are less flexible, you'll probably want to get a little bit wider doorway than this. But you can also start with your hands lower here. So you start with your hands low on the inside of the frame. Make sure that you have on shoes that are not going to slip on whatever surface you're standing on. So, if you're standing on carpet, just be very aware that you're not going to slip. And if I had on socks here, I would definitely put on shoes before, or go barefoot before I would do this stretch. So I'm going to lean forward here, and you're just stretching through the chest. You'll feel this through the chest. And if it's too much, or you feel like you're going to fall, you can start off with 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and then leaning like this, bending the front knee, feeling that stretch. And as you get more and more flexible, you can slowly move your hands up. And I have to fold myself to get myself through this one to get the stretch in, but coming in like this. The last two stretches I'm going to show you are for the upper back, so basically between the shoulder blades, and then for the lower back. The one for the upper back, your hands are going to be about at shoulder width or shoulder height, or a little bit higher, and then you're just going to sort of roll those shoulder blades away from each other like we did earlier when I showed you the first back stretch here. And as you exhale, as with any of the stretches, really try to relax the muscles as you're doing this, because if you're tensing up your body while you're trying to stretch, it's gonna be counterproductive. So make sure you really try to breathe through and relax. And then the last one for the low back, you're here, and you're gonna drop your hips down and back, dropping your chin towards your chest. Again, making sure you're not gonna slip first. Leaning down, and you'll feel that through your low back. It's a great, great stretch. And then coming back up. Well, I hope these help, and thank you so much, and I will see you again soon.